Iran attacks Israel. IDF warns that threat is ongoing. Interceptions continue. IDF is the Israeli Defense Force. A 7-year-old girl from Bedouin village seriously wounded in Iranian attack. Israel, UK, Jordan intercept Iranian projectiles. This story is from earlier today, and it's ongoing, and events continue to unravel and develop. Welcome to Libertarian Front. My name is Joe Palmetto. I'm a political science major. I also studied international politics, East Asian politics at the University of Pittsburgh with a degree in political science. I'm also a graduate of Duquesne University School of Law, former United States Air Force as well. I was a tactical aircraft maintenance technician, worked on F-15s. This is my channel, Libertarian Front, where we cover politics, we cover current events, and we talk about things from a libertarian perspective. Being a political science major and international politics, I also like to dabble in this as well. So this is breaking news today. Everything is developing as we speak. We don't know the breadth of the attack. However, I want to talk about what brought this attack on. When we last saw a similar circumstance to this with Iran firing missiles, and then what I believe the strategy should be for retaliation, and the strategy which I believe was actually used by the United States in a similar circumstance. So let's get into some of the details here of the story. Sirens blared across Israel on Saturday night as hundreds of drones and missiles launched from Iran reached Israel. Drones and missiles were also reportedly launched from Yemen and other countries around the region. Now, drone attacks have been going, the United States kind of started in during the Obama years with the Predator drone. Everybody remembers the Predator drone. And drone attacks have evolved greatly over the last 15 years, and they have been used to a large, massive degree in the Ukrainian-Russo war that is currently ongoing in Ukraine. And the drones are no longer just used to fire missiles from the drone, right? Like the Predator did and does. Now the drones themselves are missiles. This is new form of asymmetrical technological warfare. A 7-year-old girl from a Bedouin village near Arad was seriously wounded by the Iranian attack, according to Magen David Adom. Minor damage was caused to infrastructure at an IDF base in southern Israel during the attack as well, according to IDF spokesperson. 3 a.m., Daniel Hagari said Iran had launched a large-scale, massive swarm of over 200 killer drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles toward Israel. Together with our partners, we are operating at this very moment. We have intercepted a vast majority of missiles, attack drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles outside of Israel's border. Hagari stressed the Iranian attack was not over yet. Almost all interceptions have been by aircraft. The Iron Dome, which defends well against Hamas and Hezbollah's simple rockets, is less relevant for drones and fancier, longer-range missiles. Iran informed as well that its Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps had launched a missile and drone attack against Israel. Despite the injury of civilians, Iran's foreign ministry said Iran had conducted the attack against Israeli military bases. The ministry claimed it conducted the strikes in self-defense. Well, is that the right word for it? We're going to get into it here. I'm going to get into it a little bit here. Ophir Gendelman, the prime minister's spokesperson to Arabic media, warned that Israel's response to the Iranian attack will be firm and clear. Okay, so the big question here is I think the biggest question here is, what does Israel want as a result of this? What does Israel want? Okay. And let's go to this. The Israeli bombing of the Iranian embassy in Damascus, which occurred on April 1st, 2024. It's now April 13th, 2024, United States Eastern Time. Israel conducted an airstrike against the Iranian consulate in Syria. So Israel did not directly attack Iran, but it did attack the Iranian consulate, which is considered by international law to be Iranian soil, in another country, in Syria. And that attack killed 16 people, 7 Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps soldiers, 5 Iran-backed militiamen, 1 Hezbollah fighter, 1 Iranian advisor, and 2 civilians. Now, I believe it was stated that the attack killed one of the generals or top brass that had helped plan the October 2023 terrorist attacks on with Hamas in Israel. And so that individual was likely the main target. Let's see, in addition to Zahedi, yeah, I believe his name was Zahedi. So real quick, let's take a look at Mr. Zahedi, if I can just spell it right. Brigadier General. So in the United States military, that's a 1-star general. Zahedi was a critical figure in the relationship between Iran and Hezbollah. And I believe that I thought I had read an article that Israel believed that this individual, there he is, that this individual was involved in the October attacks, in the planning of them. I don't know how true that is or what the evidence is in that regard. Let's keep in mind, though, 2 civilians were killed in this attack, 16 people total. At this point in time, we only know of one death caused by this Iranian attack. One death caused by this Iranian attack. So should Israel be saying that their response is going to be firm and clear? What exactly does that mean? Now, let's talk about a strategy here, tit for tat. So tit for tat, when you look it up on Wikipedia, it says tit for tat is an English saying meaning equivalent retaliation. It developed from tip for tap. That's interesting. First recorded in 1558. Now, these are the interesting parts of this article here. It is also a highly effective strategy in game theory. An agent using this strategy will first cooperate, then subsequently replicate an opponent's previous action. If the opponent previously was cooperative, the agent is cooperative. If not, the agent is not. This is similar to reciprocal altruism in biology. Let's move down to game theory. Tit for tat has been very successfully used as a strategy for the iterated prisoner's dilemma. The strategy was first introduced by Anatole Rappaport, Robert Axelrod's 2 tournaments. Notably, it was on both occasions both the simplest strategy and the most successful in direct competition. Now, what does this mean exactly? Okay, and it's summarized here. And let's remember, when you do when at least in the prisoner's dilemma theory of game theory, or the prisoner's dilemma, rules of game theory. Okay, there are only 2 choices. That is to cooperate or not cooperate. And what tit for tat says is that in order to maximize your chances for success under the rules of this game, an agent wants to cooperate. And so agent A will cooperate, okay, and agent B will cooperate. Agent A will cooperate, agent B will cooperate. And they get more points whenever they cooperate with each other. Okay, I don't want to get into all the details of the prisoner's dilemma form. I can link to another video that explains that. But so cooperate. What happens when one party does not cooperate? What tit for tat says that the best strategy is when your opponent doesn't cooperate, then you don't cooperate either. However, on the next turn, you go back to cooperating. Even if your opponent then does not cooperate, then you retaliate by not cooperating. They may retaliate by not cooperating. Then you go back to cooperation. So this form of dealing with individuals in game theory is the most beneficial. Well, how does it play out in real life? What we are seeing now is an example. If we talk, and we can go back, we can draw a long history, okay, but let's talk about more recent events. You have Israel, and you have Iran. Maybe you want to say Iran took the first shot with the October issue, okay? With what happened with Hamas, all right, we can say that, but let's not say that. Let's not say that. Let's say that Israel took the first shot, okay, by this Israeli bombing of the Iranian embassy in Damascus. Well, that was a decision in game theory to not cooperate. And so Iran did the same thing. Israel didn't cooperate. Iran came and did not cooperate. All right. So what should be the next step? The next step should be for Israel to cooperate. Now, even if we rewind back and we do say that Iran attacked first. So Iran attacks first with the October thing, and we're going to say that's a hard hit. And then Israel strikes back by destroying the consulate in Syria. But that was a pretty hard hit. I mean, 16 people killed. And I think we would all agree, while it appears Iran was likely involved in the October attacks, it was Hamas that carried it out. So at that point, you have a shot from Iran, a hard shot from Iran, a hard shot from Israel, and now Iran is taking another shot here. But look so far. Iran's shot has killed one person, and Israel's shot has killed 16. And so this, depending on how this happened, how this plays out, this attack from Iran, I think, should be viewed as, from a game theory perspective, as cooperation. Now, it will allow Iran to save face, because Iran was attacked by Israel for their own internal politics. They had to mount some sort of strike back against Israel. But if this strike looks really dangerous but only amounts to a couple of deaths, I think in order to preserve the status quo, Israel should not have another massive retaliatory response, and I doubt that Iran would have any further attacks after this one, and it would help to ease tensions. However, if Israel hits back again after this, then we're moving outside of tit for tat, because we're moving into an area where a party is going to not cooperate for two shots in a row, and that is not good for producing an optimal result according to game theory. Now, back when many of you will likely remember, when Donald Trump was the president and there were rising tensions between the United States and Iran, Donald Trump ordered an airstrike that killed the Iranian general Soleimani, and the strike was in Iraq. It didn't break Iranian borders. Killed 10 people, including the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani. Very, very high-ranking, more high-ranking than the individual that was killed by Israel, though it appears that Israel sort of copied this attack in a way. If you recall, what Iran did is Iran had a response where they fired a whole bunch of missiles at United States targets in the Middle East, caused a lot of damage, but did not kill anybody. And again, from a game theoretical perspective, that was a smart move by Iran. They saved face. They didn't kill anybody, prompting an additional response from the United States. Well, that's going to be the thing. Like, is this response from Iran going to prompt additional responses from Israel on Iran directly. If Iran keeps the casualties low here, and it appears that they're already doing that or intended to do that, because they knew a large amount of their attack was going to be intercepted. That was part of the game. That they wanted it to be intercepted, okay? They don't want to kill hundreds of Israelis. They likely could if they wanted to, but they know that would call for a larger response. But if this smaller response from Iran plays out the way that I think it will be seen as a cooperation move from a game theoretical perspective, and it will tamp down Israel's response, and this will not go into a larger war. Now, unless Israel wants there to be a larger war. And that's why I said at the beginning, is that what Israel wants? If Israel wants that, they can use this attack from Iran for additional strikes, and things could, at that point, spiral out of control with retaliatory strikes on each part. I am going to bet that is not what will happen. I don't think Iran wants a direct war with Israel, so they likely kept their response to either be reciprocal or less than the attack that Israel had on the Syrian consulate. And if that's the case, Israel's firm and clear additional response will likely be small, or it will attack one of the Iranian proxies, which will not be seen as a direct attack, and it will tamp down the tensions. I'm not saying that this isn't going to, and I'm not saying it's going to stop the direct war between Israel and Hamas that is ongoing, but I do think that this tit for tat that we're seeing with Iran is going to fizzle out pretty quickly. I could be wrong about that. And if Iran wanted a greater war, then this retaliatory strike would be much larger than it appears to be, because they could do much more damage than they wanted to. I personally think game theory is a useful tool in looking at human interactions between each other, especially when you're looking at how two parties are dealing with each other in a conflict. For more, continue to watch Libertarian Front. My name is Joe Pometto. I have a bachelor's degree in political science, a law degree from Duquesne University. I also served in the United States Air Force. I like to talk about politics, negotiations, and conflict. I got some other cool stuff planned for this channel from a political science perspective. I want to talk about selectorate theory and also nuclear war theory, which will all be coming up. I hope you enjoy my content. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. I need more likes. I need more shares. Thank you very much. I want to grow this channel. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Goodbye.